We are leaving Playa del Rey. It's 80 some degrees out here. We have a health advisory heat wave. I wasn't going to do the ride. There are 2 males on the Torrance Beach, unless they've been removed, found unresponsive, foaming at the mouth. I guess the term would be expired. I don't know why this car is parked over here, unless this is a city car. So I wasn't going to ride this thing because it's a massive heat wave, and if you watched my last video, which you probably didn't, I got about 6.5 miles last week. I'm riding into a wind right now. It's the same thing as last week. I was riding into a wind. It was a really hard ride to do for me. It was very hot. I got about 4 miles in and I was ready to turn around just to take care of my health. It was too much, too hard of a ride, too hot. And I was feeling the heat in the helmet. A lot of heat, body heat. And so I went 6.5 miles, made a U-turn, rode about 2 miles, watched the people do the hang gliding on the hill, and then I heard sirens, ambulance, paramedics, fire trucks, lifeguards all over the place. Went over there and watched, and a male bike rider, looked like probably late 40s, maybe 40s to 50s, extremely overweight, on the ground, not moving, not responsive. They did CPR, they shocked him, they gave him injections. Ow, I just got a jolt on my chest over there as I'm saying this, just from leaning forward. But it's hot out here. It's a nice breeze, but I had the same thing last time. It's very tricky, very deceptive. So I watched. I think I'm gonna get on the bike path over here and try to do a real ride. I don't know how far I'm gonna go today. So they worked on him, and I watched it for about 20 minutes. At about 5 to 8 minutes for me to hear the sirens, and they found him. And then who knows how long onto that when the call was put in. It was really kind of weird. All the ambulances and everybody showed up at one location by DWP, and they stayed there for a minute, and then a couple minutes, and they left. Now I don't know if the call came in and then the guy left the location and then hit the ground. I don't know what happened, because where they first staged and where they ended up was maybe 1/8 of a mile away, 1/4 mile away. And so yeah, really nice breeze. Last time I had the camera looking way down on the ground. I was looking at the handlebars, so I've moved it up a little. Maybe we'll get some skyline in there. Nobody watches my videos anyway, so we're at 8.75 miles. By the time I get to Torrance, it will be 0. I think it said 9.75. I don't know. No, it's probably 8.75, and it's 9.5 when I start, I think. So I went to the bike shop last week to get a GoPro handlebar mount, and that I've been trying to deal with for months, which I put on last night. I don't know if you can see it down here. It's still not what I want, but we're getting there. And I told the guy, I'm doing, are you kidding? I'm average speed 5.7. I wonder if I've got this adjusted right. Normally now I'd be doing about 7-8 miles an hour, so this kind of worries me that it shows such a slow speed. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I'm really going slow. Unless I just don't have this set to the right setting, which I have done before. If I don't build up to 8 miles an hour, I'll reset this thing. Yeah, it's just sitting there at 5.9. Something's not right here. I'm not holding a GPS signal, I don't think. It's still at 5.9. I'm gonna go reset this watch. No, it's just showing 6.0. That's not good. That is definitely not good. It's just not moving. It's not changing. Oh, just rode over some glass. Not good. Now that I stopped, it shows I'm at 6.1. Activity saved. Let's start this again. Click on the bike. I don't think I had the GPS signal till after I did this last time, and that's where I got messed up. Looking for a GPS. Connect. Okay, we have a come on. I'm really having a problem with this watch lately. I think it's working better now. I think we're doing better. Let's find out. Then I'll continue my story for those that listen. Now it shows that I'm doing 8.5 miles an hour, 9 miles. Okay, so that fixed it. $11.5. I don't think I'm doing 11.5, but at least it doesn't show that I'm doing 5.9 the whole ride. Now, when I went to the bike shop, oh, I'm feeling the pain in the left knee. Not good. I barely started. So I told the bike guy about the story I just told you about the guy that was on the ground, and he told me the same thing happened. I don't know if it happened to one of their co-workers or somebody that the co-worker knew, or a customer. Don't cut me off. Thank you. Guy saw my GoPro and said GoPro. That's what I do with people when I see the GoPro. I love the GoPro. Costco has it on sale, 70 bucks off. I bought mine for $50 off. They have another one for 70, and I'm asking, should I buy another one? Do I need another one? I mean, nobody watches these videos anyway. So do I really need to spend another $300 on a camera and then another bracket and batteries for something nobody watches? I don't know, but it's such a good deal, but it's not a good deal if you don't use it. So far the bike ride is okay. It's definitely breezy. It doesn't feel as miserable as my last ride. I did have a good breakfast. Had a Now that is a real cycle person. He knows how to ride. He knows how to stand and ride. He's got a very cool pink bike. I'm hurting right now in the legs. He's standing up doing all that leg power. But I don't like to do that because that's bad on the knees. Knees aren't meant for that. And I know somebody that rides bikes all the time that's had 2 hip replacements and 2 knee replacements, all in his 50s. And he rides every day, hardcore, but I don't want to do that to my body. It's not worth it to me. So the guy told me that he knew somebody, whoever that was, that had the same. Oh, here we're going to be riding by the stinky, see, I'm all over the place with my conversation, by the stinky trailer park over here, or camping zone. It's a lot fuller than last time I rode by here. 8.75. Okay, so the last one was 9.75. I'm not doing too good. 11 miles an hour. Impressive. My last ride last week or this week, I think I was averaging 8 miles an hour, and I was struggling. So I don't smell any propane here, which is good. Guy's really cool drinking his brewski. That's the life, man. I don't drink at all, so so his story was, poor dog walking on the hot ground. I'm doing a really easy pedal. My goal is to go as far as I can without exerting or overexerting myself. As long as I can do a good ride without wearing myself out today, I'm happy. I'm not going to be racing and speeding like these others, or like I do on occasion. 8.5 miles an hour. El Segundo Power Plant. I better pop this thing in a low. I think it's a lower gear, not a higher gear. My butt is itching so bad, my butt cheeks. I don't know if it's diaper rash from the shorts or the soap that I washed them with. I don't know. So his story was, I'm getting to that. I've only gone 1.5 miles since I started the story. That his friend, or his friend's friend, or his co-worker had the same experience. That's the El Segundo Power Plant up ahead with the, or is that Hyperion? That might be Hyperion. That's Hyperion to the left with the red and white towers. And I think further out is the El Segundo Power Plant. Hyperion is a sewage treatment place. 9 miles an hour. I'm definitely out of breath. Not like last time. Last time I was worn out. And his story was, the guy was riding his bike, hit the ground, had a heart attack, and the exact same thing. I think he said the guy was out for 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Makes a difference, but let's say 20 minutes. Ow, my butt itches. And they were doing the CPR the whole time, and shocking, and the injections. Oh. Yeah, my breathing's pretty heavy, but nothing like last time, where it was just out of control. And they worked on the guy for about 30 minutes. And then okay, I think I'm gonna have to take this back. Hyperion is on El Segundo. I thought this was, no, this is Hyperion Pump Station. But then we have a DWP thing over there. Maybe they do produce some power over here, because El Segundo down the street, see those smokestacks or whatever those are, straight out to the front and right? That's El Segundo's power plant. And I have a feeling the Scattergood steam plant over here, I'm gonna have to look that up on Google, but maybe they produce whew, maybe they produce power also. So he said the guy was out for about 30 minutes. I really want to go to this lifeguard and find out what happened last week, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do that in a minute. So the guy was out for about 30 minutes. They took him to the hospital, totally out, and put him in a coma, and they brought him back about a week later. He recovered. Pretty incredible story. So I'm going to go shut off the camera. I'm going to go over to the lifeguard over there and find out what happened. Whew. I am out of breath. Sweating all over the place. 80 degrees out here, and that guy's walking along the bike path in a long sleeve shirt and a hat. Why? I know it's breezy. I have long sleeves on, but they're sun protective sleeves. If that's why he's doing it, to protect his arms, it's too hot for that. So, update in a minute. I really need to buy a sweatband. I definitely need to buy a sweatband. I got the sweat just pouring into my eyes right now. And I say that every time, but I really need to get a sweatband. So we are at not even.
On your left.
I thought she was saying that to me, and I'm thinking, yeah, I see you, hon. 7.5. I've only done 2 miles. The watch says 1.94. Pretty sad. So the latest, the update that I just found out, the guy on the bike did not survive. Way out there, you see that pier way out there? That is 4 miles away. Looks like it's just around the corner. We're going past the El Segundo power plant now. So I'm doing really bad. I've been riding for, whoa, is that 15 minutes? Why is this watch stopped? I've been riding for 15 minutes. I'm at 2 miles. Cancel that. I reset the watch, the watch thing. So I've probably been riding for 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. And maybe I've done 2.5 miles. I don't know. We'll find out soon. The guy that I talked about earlier and talked about in my last bike video that had the heart attack, he did not make it. They worked on him, gave it all they could, but he did not survive. And that's a tough story. It's tough like that anytime somebody dies, but to die under circumstances like that, when you're just out riding your bike, what I said in my last video, and I'll say now, it was extremely warm. Not terribly warm. It wasn't in the 80s or 90s. It was about 80, maybe 82. It was hot and humid. I turned around because I knew it was too dangerous for me to continue. I was struggling to do a simple pedal. Right now I'm doing 10 miles an hour. In that ride I was averaging maybe 7 or less. It was a really bad ride for me. I was burning up. My tongue was completely white, sticky, cottony. It's halfway there now, but at least I'm hydrated. And so it was very hot. A lot of people at the beach today, or Labor Day weekend coming up. Maybe that's why all those people were at the park for the 4-day weekend. So it was hot. She's tiny. And I gotta keep talking because we've got the music going over there. I don't want to edit the video. Very hot. A breeze going into it. I was hitting the breeze going in, which was still not keeping me cool. Riding back in the direction he was, there was no breeze. There was a lot of heat. I don't know if he was hydrated or not. Most people aren't, so let's just say he probably wasn't. Eating, I don't know if he had eaten much before, had enough energy. I don't know if his blood sugar got low. He was extremely overweight, which probably had a lot to do with having the heart attack and not being able to recover from it. They worked on him for over 20 minutes. Just 20 minutes that I saw with the CPR. They worked on him a lot, and it was just pretty insane. I'm talking loud to cover up the music. Okay. So he didn't make it. I wasn't going to do the bike ride today, but I thought, let me go down there. I need to do it. I need to burn the calories. I eat so much garbage that's not good for me, and I know it. So I'm just trying to do this to balance it out. She wants to cross. I don't know if the family's going to cross. Thank you. It's okay. He says sorry, and then he stands in the middle of the road. Oh boy. My eyes are just gunking out. A bunch of gunk is coming out of them. So I was going to stay home, but I need to burn the calories. The other reason I'm going down, kind of, not really, but maybe a little, is on the news this morning. I think I said it. I don't even remember what I said. Yeah, I did. The 2 males found on the sand in Torrance, foaming at the mouth. Not sure what happened, why they were both out, if they had ingested something they should not have. They were found at like 6 a.m., 5 a.m., 7 a.m. So it's pretty early. It wasn't hot yet. They were out there overnight. It's a little weird that they'd be foaming at that hour. You got an orange helicopter. I'm not sure if that's news. It's like an orange-red helicopter. It's probably the fire. No, the fire department, you can usually see their labels on there. So remember I said the pier is about six miles, maybe 6 miles to 6.25 miles from my start. And I told you a while back it looked like it was right around the corner. We have done a little over 1.25 miles since then, and it still looks like it's around the corner. When I get to this pier, that will be half the ride that I would like to do. We're at 6:25 right now. We started on the ground marking at 9:75. So 3.5 miles. My watch says 2 miles. My watch says 3.25 miles. So maybe I did a 1/4 mile on here and I walked about a 1/4 mile. I don't know. So I'm gonna go down there and see. I can't believe that the bodies are still sitting out there draped on the sand, especially in this heat. But maybe they are. If they are, we'll get some good footage of the PD with everything taped off. Usually I stop at this pier because I am absolutely exhausted no matter when I start or what the conditions are. But my mouth is still a little moist. So I want to go down to Torrance. Maybe I'll see some of the news media that I talked to on the internet. They've all been there this morning, so they're probably all gone. Not really a story. 6 miles on the ground, not really a story. You sit around and watch. So I don't see the red light flashing. Usually Manhattan Beach likes to have a flashing red light telling you to get off your bike, but they normally turn it off during the weekday. Last time I rode here, it was on during the weekday. When I stop on my bike rides, I get a lot of energy, my body recovers, and I feel 100% better. but I don't think I'm going to stop right now. I'm just doing a really calm, conservative, and I don't like to put conservative, because conservative is backwards in 1850s, so I don't want to use that word. My breathing's starting to get, trying to get the air in. It's hot, it's muggy. I don't know what the UV index is. I don't know what the pollen count is. We're still in summer. A lot of breeze here, but I'm just not going to push it. Doing 12 miles an hour right now, just coasting, and I'm feeling really good. Normally I'm doing 8 or 9 miles an hour out here, struggling. So there, the red light's up there flashing. So I might stop for a minute. Hey everybody, I'm going to be doing a review here of the Hydrate, I think it's Hydrate IV, that I picked up at Costco. You can buy it on Amazon, you can buy it online. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a link in my video description for the Hydrate IV. Somebody told me I should get Scratch, but he also told me to get the Hydrate or Hydration IV, whatever it is. Mostly it is, I mean, let's be realistic and honest. It is cane sugar, so it's sugar and salt. It's a lot of sugar and salt. And you could make your own. It's a ton of sugar, a ton of salt, so that when you were riding, you replace the salt that you sweat out, and you put the sugar in there to keep your blood sugar going. And sometimes it has potassium, calcium, and magnesium in there, stuff you sweat out and stuff your body needs. If you only ride an hour, like I'm barely moving right now, you shouldn't need it. But after my last ride, I was so burned out that the person told me I should buy it. And I'm going to be doing the review on it right now. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop in a minute. I got to cut off this music that's blasting over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Walk your bike. No one else is walking their bike. So, usually I take that 5 minutes and I sit down because it really makes a difference for me. Right now I'm very warm. It's hot out here. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's warm. And the sun is beating down really hard. And with the arm sleeves, the leg sleeves, and a helmet, it holds all the body heat in. So it's not good. But I'm going to be taking a sip of the Hydration IV in a minute. And we are down here right now at Manhattan Beach Pier. And my last ride, I really could have used this stuff. That's why I bought it, to see if it's going to make a difference, if it's going to help. As I said then, I didn't have any energy. I was sweating like crazy. I was massively dehydrated. And I'm not massively dehydrated now. But I'm going to test this out in a minute. As soon as I get over to the side. See, nobody's getting off their bike. Why am I getting off my bike? Let me get my water now, which is in this bottle. I'm going to shake it up. I mixed it beforehand. The only thing they sold at Costco was, we're one of the few that get off the bike. That says resume riding. They had passion fruit, which is probably nasty. I mixed it and had an itty bitty taste at home, and I couldn't really tell. But I'm going to have a sip now, and then I'm going to let you know over the next mile. I took one packet and put it in 2 water bottles. And I just drank about half a water bottle. So this will be a really good test, just to see if anything happened, if I notice any difference. Normally what I do on my rides, you know, it's weird, but my body reacts to pills and medication really fast. Like if I have a massive headache and I take an aspirin, it kicks in immediately within like a minute, and it's not placebo. My body just does that. Same with sinus pills. Kicks in really fast. So I just took a sip of that, and my body feels better from like my shoulders down, so my chest, I'm still breathing pretty heavy, not heavy, but heavy enough. And I really should have stopped. The reason I should have stopped was to calm the breathing. So since I didn't stop, I'm just going to do a light pedal to get my breathing back to a much lower heart rate. Back to my review. My mouth is still, my tongue is still dry, a little bit. I drank that, what, about a minute ago? And my alertness feels a little better. I'm still very tired, like I always am, but my alertness is better. My head feels clearer. My sinuses and breathing, my sinuses have opened up. I'm slowing down with the pedaling, as I said, to drop the heart rate. I might stop in a minute to do that. Overall, I feel 80% better, 50% better, 100% better. I can't say that it's done anything with my hydration because I don't know. My head's always kind of tired and cloudy because I don't sleep good. The dog wakes me up in the middle of the night and I just don't get good sleep. But I'm feeling substantially better from drinking that quarter of a bottle, half a bottle of the hydration IV. So one thing I can say is that I'm happy I bought 2 packages of it. It does seem to be doing something to me. You know, when you drink that, it's not going to get rid of the heat that you're feeling or the warmth. It's not going to stop your sweating or cool you down. So, but, and the other thing, like I said, I always stop, and 5 minutes of stopping, and I get a whole new lease on my riding experience with energy and feeling better. But I didn't stop. I'm slowing down the breathing, but I am happy with the hydration or hydrate IV, whatever it is. I think it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. I'm just, over the last couple minutes, my body is starting to relax a little bit. My muscles are feeling better, and I am riding better, and my mind is clearer. So the things I've read about it, it's supposed to be a lot better than that drink that starts with a G, that Gator stuff. It's supposed to be a lot better than a lot of those, which are just sugary, fruity type water drinks. So the nice thing about this is you can carry it in little packets. It comes in packets. It didn't tear easily. I needed a scissors, but I'm sure it tears easy if you know what you're doing or you use your teeth. So that you can take the packet, carry it with you, and when you get to a water station, you can mix it. A lot of people complained it was massive sugar salt water. So if that's true, then do what I did. I didn't even use it full strength. I just opened up the packet and put half in one bottle, half in another bottle, and I'm feeling good. You do want to, I think I'm going to get off this road, get on the bike path. I'm doing really good. I'm averaging about 10, 11 miles an hour now, I think. Normally my rides are 6 to 7. So, considering I didn't want to do this because of the heat and the weather, I am doing a good ride so far. There's the beach out there. We are in, I think we're in Hermosa Beach. And I'm doing much better than I expected, especially for this heat. So, but it is warm out here. The ground out here is about 85 degrees, and that guy's walking his dog on it, and this guy's gonna walk as slow as he can. There you go. Too cool. Normally I would be exerting a lot of energy, pedaling hard, maybe even getting up to 15 miles an hour at some locations, but I just averaged about 10 to 12, doing a nice slow pace because I wanted to be able to do this ride all the way to the end. And also because it's very warm and I don't want to burn myself out. So I'd rather take another half an hour and finish the ride at a slow pace without massive exhaustion. When I get to Redondo, I will tearing up some property here to build a new house. Yep. When I get to Redondo, I will stop for 5 minutes and take that break and drink a little bit more liquid. And depending on how this ride goes, I might carry more of that with me. I don't like the idea of all that massive sugar and salt. It's definitely not a good thing. But it's also not good to pass out on your ride and have a heart attack.
On your left.
Poor dog. You don't want your dog on a hot ground. What's this going to say? Am I going to be going over my 8 mile? I'm going 10.2 right now. And I'm just doing a really light coast. Very light pedal. Actually in a very low gear. Just more pedaling, but that's okay. I know more pedaling means more exertion, but I'm not overdoing it. It's a light pedal. Both of them walking with, like all these other people, they all walk like frogs, like ducks, with their legs out, with their feet out sideways. You can see it, even the people up there, they're all walking like ducks. Now, usually Hermosa has the lights flashing saying get off. We've got a stage over here. I'm assuming that they're going to have some music or something going on for the Labor Day weekend. They had something here last week. They were setting up a stage. Looks like they're setting up a stage again. The lights are not on, so I don't have to get off and walk. Beautiful dog. Yeah, they're setting something up here. We're tearing it down. So normally I would stop at this pier also, but I'm not doing that. I'm just lightly coasting. Poor dog. Poor dog. I don't know. Great figure, and you look at the back and you see this nasty tattoo covering her shoulders and her back. Who in the world does that? Would you take your beautiful car and put a big logo right across the front of it or the back of it? No. So why would you do that to your body? There's one on the shoulder. kind of a nasty, gross generation. When I was growing up, you got tattoos on your body if you were in a gang or you were in the prison. Sometimes in the military, but usually not. Now you see these women with those nasty tattoos on their arms and their wrists and their elbows and their chest and their back, and they just look gross. They lose all that femininity. Even if it's a rose, why do you need a rose on your arm? Why do you need a bird on your forearm? Now the left knee was hurting before, now the right knee a little bit kind of flaky. I don't like that. Let's take over the whole walkway. There you go. Now I am heading over to, I don't know if we're in Redondo right now. They don't put signs out saying you're entering or leaving a city. So I don't know. There's a sign that said something in a quarter mile, but I don't know if that's the Redondo Beach 3rd Street, so I think we are still in Hermosa Beach. And then Redondo probably starts right at this blue line over here. Is this going to be 2nd Street? 2nd Street. Maybe this blue sign up here is entering Redondo Beach. Redondo Beach city limits, is that what it is? There's that a tsunami warning. Hazard zone. We are at 1st Street. So I don't know if we are now in Redondo Beach or if Redondo starts where this building is over here. Had to do that to block out the music. So far I don't have to edit. Now we're at some weird addresses like 52. I saw 60, then I saw 52. So I think this is the end of Hermosa Beach. And when we get over to around this corner, we are in Redondo. A sign for Redondo Pier. There's a restaurant up here that really pisses me off because I have to edit my video to cut out the music they're blasting on a sidewalk. Come on, honey, move over. Yeah. So we are at 12.4 miles. Oh my God. If things work out good, this light will be green by the time I get there. I do not want to stop. I'm just doing a nice pace. The green light is on. See how the green light is on for the bikes? And the red arrow light is on saying you cannot turn. I got 15 seconds before that's going to change. 12 seconds. I don't want to stop for those turning people. So we're going to have a tattoo over here. Let's find out. The music is coming up. So what I like to do is, after the Redondo Pier, it's a really long 1, 2, 3, 4, trying to find out where that music is. It's somewhere around this building. Here we go. I'm gonna have to cut. Don't run me over. Now I'm starting to burn out. Now I'm feeling it. Let's check the speed. Now we're at 10.4. I'm feeling a breeze. Breathing is still good. So normally I stop, but I haven't stopped at all. And I think I'm going to stop in Redondo. I want to make this light. Good. I'm feeling the warmth. Feels like I'm slowing way down. I think the word is slowing. A lot of people would say slowed. I don't know if you could slow down, but you can, whatever it is. Pretty funny today on the internet. Police department, rather famous city, put a message on there about a water main, and they said it was the water main was accidentally damaged. And I wrote back and I said, it is not L-Y, it's A-L-L-Y. And they wrote back to me and they said, you're correct. We did that as a joke, or we did that intentionally, which I don't think they did. And they spelled, it should have been your, Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. They said your, Y-O-U-R, correct. And I wrote back and I said, I won't make a comment about the your spelling instead of you are. Have a happy Labor Day weekend. Once again, public officials that do not know how to spell. Like a third grader. Or like a fourth grader should. So, we're at Redondo Pier, coasting along really good. Bike ride is really good. I probably have a lot of battery power on this battery to make the whole ride to the end. I don't really feel like I need to stop. Just got a message on the internet, according to my watch. I just looked over for some reason and saw a message on the watch. Wrists are a little sore from leaning forward. Took us, butt muscles a little sore. Let's switch gear. Gonna go through the parking structure. Gonna have to walk, do a little walking, so I think I'm gonna stop out there. I wasn't going to, but I'm gonna stop. I'll stop for 5 minutes. Watch. What do I tell you all the time? People just do. They don't think, they don't look, they don't respond, they just do. They're in their own world. In their own world. The guy's taking some photos with a tripodo over there. Unbelievable. Time to get off the bike. There used to be a guy out here that played guitar. I haven't seen him the last few times I've been here. You're good. I'm gonna power down. We are in Redondo Beach. I wonder why that says A-I-N-S. I wonder what that means. I did not stop except to drink half a bottle of water. So I've ridden about 10 miles. Normally this ride would be a tough ride for me, stopping at 3 locations at least once for 5 minutes. I drank, I think I've consumed about half of a hydration packet, and I'm doing really good. As far as hydration, again, I can't answer that. All I can say is I feel a lot better than I normally do when I ride. So the hydration packet, Hydrate, Hydration IV, whatever it is, I'm going to leave a link in the description of this video. You can pick it up at Costco, but you can get it at Amazon. Leave an affiliate link, you click on it, it will help me out, it will help you out. Click on it anyway. It definitely helps me out. So the price is not cheap, but I'm just feeling good right now, just from that little stop over there. And it really does make a difference. There's no doubt about it. It does something. And it could be just the sugar. in the salt, but it does something. So if you don't want to buy it, go look at the label, read what's in there. Go on the internet, look at the mixture of a lot of these things. It's mostly, oh my God, look at that. It's mostly sugar and salt. And you probably don't need the potassium, calcium, and magnesium that much. Unless you're riding hardcore. So you could make this thing yourself with a bottle of water, sugar, and salt. Probably gonna taste terrible. Probably do the same thing with orange juice, which is a lot of sugar, and maybe add a tiny bit of salt to that. Be a lot cheaper. Coasting here at 10 miles an hour. We're almost done with this ride. Probably one of the best rides I have had in a long time. And considering that my ride last week motivated me to get this stuff, I was hurting then. 6 miles, I turned around and I was struggling to move. So it does work. Remember to do a thumbs up, a subscribe, a like, a share, leave a comment on my video. It does help me. I have maybe another 2 miles to go before this ride ends at Torrance Redondo. I see some flashing lights. I don't know if that's the fire truck or a police car or the beach. I don't know if that guy is still out here. Probably not. I can't believe the coroner would have let him sit out here that long. But you never know. I really did not think I was going to be able to do this bike ride. I was going to leave early this morning to do it. Not early, but early. And then I said, nah, it's 76 and I can barely walk around the block. I'm not going to ride in 80-degree heat for 20 miles. And I ended up getting on the bike when it was really hot. 1 mile. Remember, we were at 975 when I started, so we're almost at 10 miles. We'll go to the end, go to the bathroom, take a break, another water break, and then I'll head on back. It's a beach truck up there. I don't see any flashing lights. I don't see any lifeguard. I don't see any police cars. I don't see any paramedics or fire trucks or White Corners vehicles, so I'm assuming they're all out of here. I really need to start bringing my sunglasses. My eyes don't handle this glare well. It's like it magnifies everything and my brain goes crazy with it. So I'm going to go slow, finish this ride, get to the end. I see a lot of red flags over there. I don't know if that's blocked off because of the police or a surfing class, or I don't know what's going on out there. We'll find out in a minute. Lots of red cones, red flags. But that was hours ago. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That was probably 5 hours ago. There's no way they're out here now. I see a couple tents, but people set up tents, so you just don't know, you know? You never know, you know? Now, when the helicopter was flying overhead on the news, they were right by a building with a stone roof, which is what we're coming up on right now. 2 buildings with stone roofs. I don't see anything. It's a definitely good ride. I'm just moving along. The pace is not incredible, but my pace is better than normal. I've sustained my pace the whole way. I'm at half a mile till I'm done. And breathing's regulated very well. And I checked my Garmin. I'm sure it's going to be much lower than normal, which is good considering the heat. A lot of breeze, which I won't have going back, so it's going to be warmer. Change the battery on the camera. I wanted to try to do a video with the GPS from the GoPro. I set up the GPS, but I don't know if the light came on, so I probably don't have a signal. My last video I used the Verb software, used the Garmin watch and the GoPro camera video. We're almost done. Man, look at that. That is incredible yoga. Look at that. Unbelievable. There's no way I could do that. Almost at the end of the ride, quarter mile to go. The watch says about 9.4, which puts it at about 10 point something. I'm guessing it's about 80 some degrees out here now with a breeze. The whole goal is to get where you want to go, take a break, and get back home safely. So I'm definitely not pushing myself today at all. Nowhere near it. I'm gonna change the gear again. I don't want to burn out. I'm not gonna go off the road this time like I did last time. There's the bathroom, which I'm gonna use in a minute. I didn't want to use it last time because there was some weird bum in there. This time I'm gonna use it. I don't think I need to. I don't even feel like I need to. And that's the end of the ride, people. 00 Marvin Browdy Bike Trail. half a mile. We've gone 10 miles total. It's going to be about a 22-mile ride, and I'm happy with that considering the weather and the heat and my condition. I think I'm going to do better on this ride than I do on most. So the hydration pack definitely made a difference, I think. I really think it made a huge difference. I'll know the next time. If I have as good a ride next time, then it's definitely the hydration pack. And I think there were 30 in a package, and I bought 2 packages, 60 rides. That would probably take me a couple years. Nah, not that long. I would like to ride a little bit more, burn more of these calories. Gotta stop eating all my ice cream and pizza and burritos, tacos. Let's see. I just got 2 messages on the watch over there, so I'm assuming that the photo I just posted of my bike ride went through. But the cell phone kept on showing it was sending. So it might be doing that the whole ride home. Not happy with AT&T. I make maybe 1 phone call a month on my cell phone. All I use it for is in case I need, well, let's change that. I'd probably make 5 of them from the car to call my mom. And I have a lot of dead spots all throughout the areas that I drive. We're at 1 mile. But I make mostly local calls, all local calls, maybe 10 calls a month. Probably a total of 10 minutes. I have a 450 minute a month plan with rollover, so I've got a couple thousand minutes rollover that I haven't used, that I will never use because I don't use my cell that often. So it's mostly for social media and for texting and getting messages from the social media. Most of my social media I do from home, except when I'm gone. So I barely use the phone. They're making probably 90, the bill's insane. They're probably making $95 a month profit off of me. They have never once contacted me to upgrade my phone, never once contacted me to do anything with my plan. When I've called about my plan, they don't want me grandfathered into a really good plan, so they keep raising the rates on there so that I'll leave. Even though it's full profit, they make $1,000, $1,200 a year off of me. They want to screw me over with the with my grandfathered in unlimited data. So probably be going over to Verizon one of these days. I was looking at the phones, the Samsung 10, some of the other phones, but I use a BlackBerry Preve. I've used a BlackBerry. I had the Bold. I can't remember what I had the Curve, BlackBerry Curve, BlackBerry Bold, and now I've got the BlackBerry Preve. And I used to love it for the physical keyboard. Now I like it for the virtual keyboard, which is huge. It's a backlit keyboard, and it's really big. And when I look at the Samsung, they got this itty-bitty little tiny keyboard. You can barely type on it. So that alone made me say maybe I don't want to go to the Samsung, because I'm not going to be able to type easily. It's so little. And I heard that you can install apps that give you a big keyboard, virtual keyboard, but why should you have to do that? Why can't they just give it to you? I don't know if you can increase the size of the virtual keyboard on them or not, on the display. So I like the BlackBerry keyboard. I don't know if it's a problem, but the problem with BlackBerry is they used to be ahead of everything. Now they're always behind. They use the slower processors. They never have anything up to date, and they're just trying to get back and trying to get their footing again. But all their processors are slow. Not that I need a processor that's fast, so I don't do much on there. But I don't know what I'm going to do now. Heading towards the end of 2019, and BlackBerry's, what is that? The LE2, I don't know what it's called. The Key LE2 or the Key 2, that came out over a year ago. I just heard a bump. I don't know if my bike's falling apart. Let me get out of this gear. There's a guy that plays guitar over here that I was talking about. He is out here, so I might watch him for a few minutes. Walk your bike beyond this point. Oh my God. Whew. I'm gonna turn off the camera. No, I'm gonna keep it on. I think I have enough water to get me by. But I'm gonna fill up again now that I went to the bathroom. And nothing came out because it's all dehydrated. Sweating it out. So I recorded him, but I'm not going to put it on the video. Copyright rules. I'm in the underground parking structure right now. I don't think anyone watches my videos, especially these long ones. So, smell of fish. I'm not sure if that's from the ocean or the restaurant. So I've been riding for an hour and a half. I've wasted about half an hour is what I've done. Been riding for probably an hour and 40 minutes. So I'll be home with a 3-hour ride, just in time to be there with the pooch. Be a good time. I'll get her out for her walk, and then we'll stay home for the day. I'm not sure if I'm going to go over to my mom's house tomorrow or give her a couple-day break from me. It's always good to give her a couple-day break. That way she can do her thing and she appreciates me more when I'm finally there. So that might be the plan. Taking a selfie of herself in a parking structure doing 9.5 miles an hour, which is really bad when my ride was doing around 11 or 12. Not as hot as I expected.
All by myself.
I should have looked to see if my photo was sent on the internet. Maybe I'll look. It's not like it matters. I can't really resend it until I get home. So let's get into a different gear. Last time when I rode down here, I was riding into a wind, and that's part of why I had a huge problem along with the heat. This time feels like I'm riding into the wind going home. Come on, change. There it goes. Change, change, change. I'm not sure if I'm going to put the Garmin data on the video because I don't think anybody watches. It's not really worth it for me. I tried to set my GoPro on the new handlebar bracket, but first off, I don't have a tether. I'm worried I'd lose it. And second, the screw's not long enough. I really am doing good. I think the extra bottle of water that I have with the sugar salt, I'm going to put in the fridge and drink it next time I ride. Except for the sunglasses, this is a really good ride. I don't have the sunglasses, and I should. I think I'll get onto the bike path and then I'll check the photo because I'm curious. And then we're off for a ride back home. I keep smelling smoke, like somebody's smoking cigarettes around me. But they're probably in a car driving by. Horondo Street. I really want to find an area where I can get off the path. There's nobody out here. Look at this. Right where that blue sign is, I'm going to pull off. Starting to get a little heartburn, reflux from whatever I ate this morning. Let me go check the cell phone. I should have pulled in over there. Pulling at the next chance that I could get. And right by this Securitate camera up ahead. This is a nice wide open area. Go ahead, go ahead.
I said we were going to go down to the... I said okay.
Oh, very good. I just found some bathrooms in case I ever need them down here. I never noticed them before. I'm very impressed that you can ride without hands. I think we did that when we were 4 years old, just to show how cool and stupid we were.
Death Valley.
There is nobody out here. The beach is really quiet right now. The bike path is almost empty. Foot traffic and bicycles, it's empty out here. Out in the distance, you can see those hills. That's where I'm going to be riding to, way out there. It's a lot of marine layer, whatever that means. I don't know if that means fog or smog or moisture. So I got a ways to go. I got another 9 miles, which I'll easily do. Trying to pick up my pace now. Picking up the pace. Riding into the wind. What is this moron doing? Oh, that is so gross. That nasty tattoo he had on his calf muscle. Yuck. Why would anyone do that? Going 12 miles an hour. I'm really trying to push to ride hard, and it feels like I'm going nowhere. I think this is a hotel. Where's that light? Don't have to walk it this time. I'm gonna have to walk it in Manhattan Beach.
I go to Vegas for a week.
No walking in Hermosa today. All you can eat spaghetti. What's this guy doing? That sounds really good. Go home and make some pasta. Yeah. Make some pasta and put some carbs in my body after I burn them all out. Watch where you're going.
Is that coming up right now?
That's nice. Good for them that they put a water bowl out there for the dogs. Bad for them that it's empty. And even worse that it's metal, so it's probably burning hot. Very quiet out here. Doing a good pace. I think I'll have a good pace through most of Hermosa. I'm riding really hard into the wind now. Look at this. Oh my God, that is so gross. All those tattoos all over his body. Yuck. How much of this bike path can we take over with walking? Very good. Every time I come out here, there's construction going on or repairs. Somewhere along the way, always. It feels like I'm just going 4 or 5 miles an hour. I'm doing 12.2, which is weird because I'm just barely moving. Maybe I'm getting stronger and better at what I'm doing. I hear some music, so I'm going to have to keep talking. All right, I think I cut that out. Three things you see out here. 4 things. You see people that walk their dog on a hard ground and the dog has got hot feet and they don't have water. You see people that blast their music because they need the whole world to hear how cool they are. I'm forgetting the others. You see people that ride their bicycle without hands because they want you to see how awesome they are. And you see a lot of idiots that walk all over the bike path and take up the whole space or cross and don't see or look for others that are riding their bike. So you see that all the time. Every time, the same four things. I'm starting to burn right now. I'm starting to burn out. I've been riding for, well, I did take that break, but I've been going for 1 hour and 46 minutes right now. I have not had any food in over 2 hours. Just my liquid drinks.
And then she just
That was another ugly looking guy with tattoos all over his whole neck and chest to his belly. Absolutely gross. Why he finds that attractive or how, I don't know. So I just want to get home. I'm surprised that I'm doing the miles per hour that I am, because it feels like I'm barely moving. So that I think that shows that I'm getting in a little better shape, but I'm not pushing it. I'm not really pushing myself. I don't want to go fast or hard. The last part of the ride is going to be a tough one for me. Then I've got walking to do. I just saw that sign on the wall. I have to look again and see what that sign is. There's a mileage sign. Somewhere around 12th Street or 12th Place in Hermosa. Maybe you'll see another one. Not that I want to stop and look at it. I just want to get home. I just noticed I kind of have, not distress breathing, but I'm breathing out of my mouth. I'm not breathing out of my nose. I'm changing my breathing pattern right now. Maybe that will change my heart rate. I have a deviated septum, so I don't really breathe fully in on both nostrils. So I took nose spray before I left, which helps me. Now it feels like I'm slowing down. Yeah, 10 miles an hour. So I don't think I breathe smoothly, and that might be causing a little bit of tension or stress in the body as I ride, or in the breathing. The breathing's not even. Am I at the end? Oh my God, I'm just sailing along today. I'm surprised. Taking in some water. A lot of people are burned out here already. They're just walking and they're slacking. Probably like me, it's the weather. You just want to be careful. And I see these runners and joggers that are sweating up just sweating. They don't have any water. And that's really pressing the body too hard. Pushing it way too hard. Not wise. Unless you need to. Even on marathons, they don't do that. I'm behind them and I'm looking and I'm wondering, how the heck are these guys going faster than me at their age, and they're not even trying. And then right as I got by the bike, I heard the motor. Electric bike. That's how they're doing it. At that age, it's good to get out and do this, but it's better to turn off the electric motor and ride the bike and keep your body healthy. Oh, yeah, I'm just moving along today. It's really surprising to me. Normally I would get off my bike, or I'd get off the that bike path, and on the side road, so I didn't have to carry it up the stairs. And next thing you know, I'm at the stairs, so I'm really cranking along. See some flashing lights ahead. Guy's vacuuming his balcony outside. Nice big belly hanging out. Flashing lights. Not sure if it's the PD or parking enforcement or lifeguards. See a red light and a yellow light, so that's usually not PD. Slowing down. We're at 9.9, so I'm definitely feeling it now. I'm not feeling the heat as much as I'm feeling the exhaustion. And I feel really good. So, looks like a fire rescue up ahead. No one's getting off their bike. I want to get off my bike here. It's not worth a ticket in the beach cities.
Yeah,
Yep, you never know out here.
only probably $200 to $300.
That's enough. This bike ride's not worth $300. I don't know what's going on here. We've got a lifeguard and we've got a lifeguard. So we got somebody down again. I don't think they're sitting there. We got a guy with a bike helmet. And we've got some medical stuff out. You really need to be careful out here. Got the medical tray open. There is another one. Second time in a row riding the bike on the bike path, and there is an overweight man on his bike with the lifeguards. Last one the guy died. This one I don't think he's having a heart attack, but scary. She lost her water bottle. I want to kind of turn this up a little bit, readjust it. Looks like an electric bike. Huge gears on the back. Huge gear wheel. Now, if you watched my last video a week ago, I did not show the paramedics doing the CPR or the shocking on the guy that had a heart attack and died. Very overweight, massive belly, and extremely hot weather. again, whether he crashed out from the heat or from blood sugar or from the weight or exhaustion, who knows. But this is 2 weeks in a row, 2 guys on the bikes, paramedics, both very overweight, and riding their bikes on hot days. So no matter how good a shape you think you're in, even if you ride your bike every day, when you're overweight, like these guys are, that's pretty dangerous and scary, and you probably shouldn't be out here riding your bike in this heat and doing this massive exhaustion until you get yourself in shape and lose the weight, and then you do it. Or you do short distances, not in the heat, with a lot of water, and you coast and you take your time. I would bet lifeguards, paramedics do this day after day during the summer. Now for me, I'm not exactly old, I'm not exactly young, but I'm not old. But I'm very aware of drinking water and watching the heat and not overexerting myself. And I am definitely not the 50 to 100 pounds, 50 to 75 pounds overweight minimum that these guys are. So I feel like I'm barely moving now. I'm not struggling. That's the weird, now going up the hill I am a little. I'm not struggling, but I don't feel like I'm moving fast. And I'm doing 10. When that was happening before, I'd be doing about 8. So I'm going slow, I'm being careful. I don't want to say I'm pushing it. I don't think I'm pushing it. I know I am. Cardio-wise, I'm doing really good. Taking in my oxygen through my nostrils, not so good. Cardio-wise, I'm doing really good. Very relaxed. I think when I check, my cardio levels are going to be really good. When I check the Garmin data later. But I am just slowly moving along at a very calm pace again. Those buildings way out in the distance, that's where I'm heading to. That might be Santa Monica, so maybe I'm not heading down there. Look at this. Texting while riding a bike. Amazing. Can't put that cell phone away. No helmet. Not a good way to crash. I gotta sit up a little better. I really think if I could raise the handlebars a little more, which I can't, and I don't want to lower the seat anymore, but if I could, then I wouldn't have that lean over that I don't like, that everyone else likes. So I really want to pick up pace right now. Left nostril half plugged, right nostril is open because of the nose spray. So except for my turnaround stop, and listening to the guy on the guitar, I really haven't stopped for most of this ride today. It's just been one continuous ride. And I can feel it when I went up that hill, that my body wants to go and start pumping a little bit harder. And I back way off so that I don't get to that point, because I just don't want to exert any energy. These 3 guys are out here all the time. Red skin, probably going to get skin cancer. Humongous bellies, sit around all day talking, and then go home and eat. So that's a reason you're going to be calling the lifeguards. Doing a nice coast. Feel like I'm doing better now. It smells like some idiot is smoking a cigar, ruining his lungs. I'm out of there now. So normally when I ride, I don't like the glare. And when I ride and it's sunny, I don't like the sun glare. It doesn't make my brain happy. Everywhere I go, people are so fat. Everybody is fat. We're doing 11 miles an hour. It feels like I'm barely moving. So I'm riding at a pace now where there's no sweat running down my forehead because I'm being really careful. I'm riding into a little bit of a breeze, but I'm going really very cautious, very slow. Well, it feels slow. I'm doing 12, so for me that's not slow. I'm not a big hot dog or cycle nut. Not obsessed with it, so I don't push myself. I don't push myself for time. I don't push myself for endurance. I don't push myself for ego. I just ride to burn calories and enjoy. You come out here and you enjoy. And I'm barely moving again. It feels like I'm going about 7 miles an hour, and I'm doing 10 and a half. So I'm really happy with my progress. I must be going downhill because I just felt like I increased my, yeah, I am. Well, I slowed my speed, but it feels like I'm going faster. Let's switch gears. Being very careful, very aware of my body with this helmet on. It's a really tight fit on the, it's not a tight fit, but it holds the head. It doesn't have wobble in there. So it's a completely different feeling than having a loose helmet where it wobbles around and it's cooler and you don't have that pressure on your head. So I'm being really aware. Now we have the Hyperion, the El Segundo smokestacks over here for their power plant. And when I saw this last time, I said it was about 2 miles into the ride. So I'm thinking we have about 2 miles to get home. Let's look at the thing. I've done 17 after I reset it. So I reset it and I did 10 miles. So we have about 3 miles to go. Now look for the mileage on the ground. Now I'm starting to feel the heat. You can hear the wind. I'm slowing down. I'm at 10 miles an hour now. But I also switch gears. So let's get out of that hard gear. I said that I was going to put that water in the fridge, but I think I'm going to take it in the shower with me and drink it. You see that thing on Jimmy last night, where Jimmy K, where he showed the guy in the shower eating beans? It was kind of a gross skit. So I go in the shower after the ride and I drink water or my protein shake. 7.5. And I think the first mileage when I start on the ground is something like 9.75. So got 2.25 miles to go. At this rate of speed, 11 miles an hour, let's just say it's 12 miles an hour, So that's 6 miles, a half hour, 3 miles in 15 minutes. So in about 10 minutes or 12 minutes, I should be done with this part of it. Turn off the camera and finish the ride to get home. But I do want to walk the dog. And I'm feeling the heat pickup. Right knee is a little irritated, not too bad. Left knee is perfect. Crotch, buttocks is good. The crotch area, the perineum or whatever that is, kind of annoyed. Probably leaning too much forward. Doing a nice slow pace still. Almost home. If you're still with me, leave me a comment. Nobody ever does. I don't think you get that far into the video. I don't really do too many other rides. I do the Santa Monica ride, which I kind of don't like. I do the Culver City ride, which I kind of don't like. And I do this ride, which I am much more comfortable with. I keep saying I don't want to do this without food, and I always do, so I know the salt water, the sugar water helps, but I think
At least halfway back.
having food would make a big difference. We're around the DWP area where that guy had a stroke. So this is where he was. This is about where it was. He was probably riding uphill. Too much exertion, and that was it. Got some skydiving here. I don't know if I'm gonna stand here and video it or go home. Single flight, $25.
go get it? You want to review the test first? Let's review the test first. Hi.
Hi.
He's the man.
Were you here last week? Were you the guy I talked to last week when I were?
I'm here every week.
Okay. When I told you I was going to put the video on YouTube.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
I put it on there.
You did?
Remember those girls, the 3 girls that were out here? The mother, the 2 daughters, and
Yeah, I think so.
the ambulances that were out there?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, he died. He ended up dying.
Oh, wow. That's
But yeah, it's on
car
there.
crash or something?
He was riding his bike. He was very overweight. Probably went up the hill and had a heart attack.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. That little stop helped me a bit. Little stop helped me a lot. I needed that 5-minute break, 3-minute break. It just opened up my brain and my head a little bit, and I'm feeling a little less stressed out, and blood pressure probably went down. Pulse went down. Guy shooting video with a cell phone. Oh my God. He's got a cell phone on a tripod with a cell phone holder. I know, the cell phones of today are better than most of the video cameras out there, but buy yourself a camcorder, do it. Make the money and do it. Another person walking their dog while they are texting. No, the dog's not texting, the person is. I'm gonna go take some water in a minute. I really should stop and get the right water. But I'm being really careful with the breathing and not going too fast. I'm going downhill at 12 miles an hour. I am just not going to push it because I don't think I don't think I'm pushing it now, but I know that I could push it, cause myself a lot of problems. Mouth is kind of cottony, a little dry, so I'm going to get some water soon, see if that helps. Then I'll definitely know if this hydration stuff made a difference or not. We're at 8.5. So we're at 8.5. I have to go to 9.5 or 9.75, so a mile to go. So my problem is not being in shape. My problem is that I can't get the oxygen in that I need to, whether it's from allergy or from pollen, or my nostrils are stuffed up, so I got to be really careful. .75. Sorry, I got to scratch again. Got a mile to go. And then I'll turn off the cam and walk it. get it on video. Oh boy, I smell all that propane from the cooking, and I just checked one of my, both of my nostrils are pretty plugged up. So I'm not getting full oxygen, which is not good for me. Asshole. Didn't even see, didn't even look. It's like I say on every one of my videos, people today do not look anywhere except straight ahead. They do not look. They just go. And he didn't even know until I was turning to avoid him, because he never looked, never cared, in his own world. Poor dog. At least they're walking the dog, I mean they're holding the dog and not walking it on the ground, but the dog's probably exhausted and thirsty. Whew. I'm just coasting. I've probably got a half a mile to go, a quarter mile to go. I'm just coasting. That guy over there listening on headphones, no awareness of what's around him, what's behind him, what's next to him, in his own world. Oh, my my quads are killing me going up that tiny little hill. Ouch, ouch. All that noise, that was a 9.5, got a quarter mile to go. Heard a bunch of noise coming up from the hill. The school bus driving with the music blasting. I see flashing lights up ahead. I don't know if it's the Beach and Harbor. I am barely riding, just to use caution now. I'm gonna get on the side road. I keep pressing the wrong button. Barely. That wasn't good, I took the wrong turn. I thought this was that little side road that took me off of the bike path. But I went in circles. I just want to finish this ride. I'm tired. There's a little road that I took before that gets me. Maybe it's after this parking lot. I don't know where I am. Where is that road? Another plane taking off. Really feeling it in the quads right now by the knee. So I don't know if it's the quads or if it's actually the knee that I'm feeling it in. See, I can see how that, I like that. See, I can see how the, that guy had that heart attack. Like with me right now, I'm being really careful because I am not pulling in enough oxygen, and I know that. And when I go up hills, I back way off. 10 miles, we're almost there. I back way off. So if I didn't, I think my body would panic for air, and I would be in big, big trouble. So when I'm riding right now, I'm paying attention to how my brain feels and how my breathing is. I back way off. So I keep myself under that level. This is the road I'm looking for. So those flashing lights that I saw before, they're way behind me. I think I have 1/8 of a mile to go. And how fast am I moving? 7 miles an hour. Yeah, that's fine. When I get the heart rate down, I'll be able to get more air into my lungs, and I won't be stressing out as much. I'm going really slow. What are we at? 8.4. I should put this into a better gear and just finish this off. I think the average person just rides around, they breathe through their nostrils, and they're all good. Unless they're really pushing it. With me, I have to breathe through my mouth since I have that deviated septum. I need to do the mouth just to get in enough oxygen to keep going. It's a little different. Somebody wheeled a shopping cart down here. Probably some homeless person. Ralph shopping cart. Closest Ralph's is about 3 miles away. .4 miles an hour, breathing's almost level. Car is still parked over here. Oh, almost there. Yeah, it's been a good ride, people. Thanks for coming along. If you got to the end, leave a comment or something. Nobody leaves comments or likes on these videos, so I spent like an hour rendering it on the new machine and then 12 hours uploading it, and nobody says anything. Whew, I am beat. I don't know if I'm beat. I'm in need of energy. My butt is going to be glad to stand up. There it is, everyone, up the hill, and we are done. A little bit of sand in the shoes. Let me get some water. We are at the end of a 22-mile ride and no food. I wish I would have brought food. Might have helped me a little bit. But I have to say that without that hydration IV or hydrate IV or whatever that is, I probably would have been in serious trouble. And I mean that. I probably would have been in real serious trouble. Passed somebody on the bike ride home that the lifeguards were taking care of him. He was overweight, and at least he was sitting and doing okay. A week before, I passed somebody on the bike ride who had a heart attack and died. He was also overweight. So hydration is really important. Keep your body in shape. Drop the weight if you've got it, and take care of yourself. Here we go, up the hill. I will say that from now on, I will always have that hydration powder with me, either in my pocket, in my pack, or in my water bottle when I ride. I'm a believer. I don't care if there's too much sugar or too much salt. You probably burn it and sweat it all out as you're using it, but it keeps you going and it keeps you alive. Again, I don't know if it helped with the hydration. It helped keep my body going.